Any one of you? Hello? Did you got my question? Like, can anybody tell me, like, why should we create a relationship between objects? Hello? Hello? Is anybody going to answer this question or not?
To create an association between two objects?
Yeah, why should I create a relationship? Why should we create a relationship between two objects?
If one object is dependent on another object like age and date of birth, that manner.
Age and date of birth. No. So yesterday we created a relationship between patient and bills, right? What is the advantage I'm getting? So if I create a relationship between objects, what type of database it is called, and why we need that? So if relationship is not there, what is the other way to have this entire data? So what should I do is I should create all the fields in a single object itself, right? In patient only I will be having all the data, like bills fields should also be created on patients only. So every time the data will be redundant. It's difficult to maintain database without creating a relationship between objects. So to have the flexibility, we'll be creating different objects for different purpose. See here, every time if I want to add one more bill record, I have to add a patient record every time. So if this bill object, so what we did is we moved entire billing fields into bill object, and we are relating patients with bills. So now these two are independent. Now what I did is I create a relationship field so that whenever I create a bill, it will be created for a particular patient. So in the same way, if there is a relationship between objects, then the maintaining of data will be little bit easier. So if this relationship is not there between an objects, then it will be difficult. And one more question on fields. So how to make this field as a required? Other than when creating, if I'm selecting that required checkbox, it will be coming as a required field, mandatory field, right? Other than, is there any way I can make this field as a required one? I want to make this email field as mandatory now. How to do it?
You can do it in page layout, I guess.
Okay, any other option?
Create a validation rule for that.
So what will be the validation rule?
I mean, the
Yeah,
text area shouldn't be empty.
yeah, which function I should use there? Which function will tell me whether it is an empty or not? Whether you can use is blank or is null, right? Is blank or is null will take a particular field. So we need to pass this field as a parameter. So it will tell me if it is a blank, it will show an error message. Otherwise, it will save the record. Okay, that was correct. And so if I want to change the value in this pick list to from part-time to partly. So what will happen to the data of existing records? Or else if I want to remove a particular value from a pick list, right? In my hospital, they don't want to have this part-time jobs from right now onwards. So they want to remove this value. So when removing this value from this pick list, what will happen to the existing records values? There may be so many doctors which are existing right now. If I remove this value, what will happen to the existing records? Did anybody try this? Show me the validation rule example. So today try this, like there is already a pick list field. So if you change any particular value for a particular option, or if you are removing a particular option from a pick list, what will happen? Validation rule. Create new. Pause. Failed. So is blank. There are two options. Either you can go for is blank or is null. So tomorrow you should tell me why, when, in which scenario I have to go for is blank, in which scenario I have to go for is null. This is one more question. Is null. These values are changed. field level email. Say, if it is null, this is blank will give me true or false value. If this particular field is blank, it will give me true. If it is true, then the error message will be coming. This error message, email should not be empty. So if I let's see, because I left it blank, so it's giving me true value. When it is true, this error message will come. So another way of making this field as a required is through page layouts. If you go to a particular page layout, you can make that field as required through page layouts. So email, you can go to properties, you can make this as a required one. So if I make it required one, see now that mandatory mark is coming. If validation rule is there, this mark won't be there. There is one more way to make the field as a mandatory is through triggers that we'll be learning in development part. But basically either we create a validation rule or we'll make it required as through page layout. Okay, how many types of relationships we have in Salesforce? How many types of relationships we have in Salesforce?
Lookup and master relationship.
What is the difference between lookup and master data relationship?
Lookup is like if you delete something like the parenting, entered thing, the children also will be deleted.
If I delete a parent record, child records will be deleted, and
They're loosely coupled, and whereas like master is like tightly coupled.
What is the other advantage of master data relationship?
We can create a roll-up summary.
Yeah. Can I create a one-to-one relationship? Saying that one parent should only have one child. Can I create it or no?
You can
See, how can I do that? So how to do that? So right now I got a requirement like one patient should have only one bill. So can I implement that? Right now this patient is having so many bills. Yeah, we can create. So what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a master data relationship between patient and bill. Then when creating a bill, we'll create a validation rule which will check this either count. We'll be creating a roll-up summary field called number of bills. In that number of bills, we'll check what is the value. If it is greater than 1, then throw an error message. Otherwise, save that record. In that way, we can create one-to-one relationship. Right? Yeah. Then, yeah. Tell me, what is many-to-many relationship? Many-to-many relationship. Yesterday we only discussed one-to-many. Now tell me how to implement many-to-many. I told you the scenario. Simple example will be patients and doctors. One patient can go to multiple doctors. In the same way, one doctor can treat multiple patients. That is many-to-many relationship. Right? As of now, if I create patients as a child, then one doctor can treat multiple patients. That will work. If, how about the scenario like patients can go to multiple doctors? That cannot be created. If I treat one of them as a child. So many-to-many relationship cannot be established. In that way, it will always become one-to-many. Either one doctor can treat many patients or one patient can go to many doctors. Many-to-many, each one will have multiple entries in the other child object. So that's the scenario. We call it as a many-to-many relationship. Yesterday I forwarded you a link, right? He gave you detailed explanation, like he taken a picture and told the difference between one-to-many and many-to-many relationship. So same way, whenever we are talking about a many-to-many relationship, there we have to create a junction object. Create a junction object. Junction object, it's nothing but it's a new custom object. So for our problem, we'll be creating a junction object, and that junction object will be child for both patients and doctors. So whenever I'm creating an appointment, I have to select a doctor and a patient. In that way, this appointment record will hold all entries for a single patient. In that way, what will happen? Whenever I am going for a visit, so they will be creating one appointment. In that appointment, they will be assigning one doctor. When I'm going next time, they will be creating a next appointment. In that appointment, they might assign me a same doctor, or they can assign me different doctor. So in this way, patient is related with multiple doctors. In the same way, one doctor is related to multiple patients. So that is the advantage of junction object. So we will be achieving the many-to-many relationship through junction object. Child means here we will be always, it will be a master detail relationship. If it is a lookup relationship, then it cannot be a many-to-many relationship. Why? Because many-to-many, see, lookup, every time that parent is not mandatory. So I can create an appointment without a doctor also if I am going for a lookup. So every time we have to go for a master detail relationship. If you want to achieve many-to-many scenario, you have to go for a master data relationship. So we'll see now. Now go to setup. Create a new junction object. Appointments. Taking ID. Now we created an object. Now we'll be creating two relationship fields. So this is the child object for both. Doctor. Next, patient. Patient for this appointment. So when you click on an appointment, see, for each appointment we should select a doctor when we should select a patient. As of now, only one doctor is there. Save. So when there is a relationship, so we can create an appointment from here. So now this doctor can treat this. So this is the appointment for this doctor. There is an appointment scheduled for this doctor. In the same way, if I go to patient record, then automatically this appointment will be shown there also. Go to this patient record. There is already one appointment line for this patient. So I can create a new appointment for this patient again if I want with another doctor. Now be selecting people. So this doctor has an appointment. In the same way, if I go to patient, this patient is having 2 appointments with 2 different doctors. So there you can see. Now if I have another patient, I can create an appointment for another doctor. So in this way, one doctor is treating multiple patients and one patient can relate with multiple doctors. So if you go here, there you can see this is the patient name and this is the doctor. The same way one doctor is treating. So this patient is same, but he is related with 2 different doctors. If I have select, if you go to appointments, see this way it's related. So patient is same, he is attending to multiple doctors. So doctor is same, Dhanush you can see he is attending 2 different patients. This is a way to create a many-to-many relationship. Any questions on this? Hello? Okay. So, and one more advantage with relationship is if I have a relationship between 2 objects, then in child object I can refer parent record values. Whether if I'm having a lookup relationship or a master detail relationship, if 2 objects are related, I can create in formula fields whenever I'm creating any formula field, I can refer parent values, parent record values, related parent record values in my child record. So how is it possible? to patient. Yeah. See, what this really with this relationship, what can I do is like whenever I'm creating any appointment, we can create a formula field which will take this disease or problem from this particular patient and it will automatically add to this appointment. As of now, in appointment there are only two fields. It's having a doctor and a patient. Instead of doctor going to this patient record and seeing what's his problem, we can create a new text box here, and by default whenever any record is saved, by default it will fetch the problem from this particular patient record and it will show in appointment. So for that we can create a formula field. Next. Yes, we need to insert that field. We are in appointment object. Go to the particular patient and fetch so okay, it's a text area, so that's why we cannot fetch it. What we'll be doing is get patient name. So here you can see object name will be patient underscore underscore C. I told you API name. So right now what we are doing is we are going to the related object. Here in this appointment, the particular related record, that means whatever record is added as a parent, whenever we are referencing any fields on this particular parent record, we should specify it as underscore underscore R instead of C if we are accessing any fields for that particular field. If you see, if I just paste patient underscore underscore C, you can see if you refer patient underscore underscore C, it will give you the related record ID. Yesterday I told you whenever we are creating a relationship between two objects, in child object will always store the parent record ID. In front end we will be seeing the doctor name on patient record ID. Patient ID, this is a unique identifier which we created as auto number. This is a doctor name, but at the back end it will be saving the record ID. I'll show you here. If you refer patient underscore underscore C, it will give you the complete record ID. In this related patient, if you want to access any of the fields in this patient, you have to use this type of syntax, underscore underscore R dot that particular field name. This is the field in patient. checks in the so here I'm appending text like relationship value. It will show the particular patient ID, and if it is a related patient name, it will go to the related I record and it will fetch me name. So if you see, you can see if you refer patient underscore underscore C, it will give you the record ID. This is the patient record ID. If you can see, this is the record ID. This is the record ID. If you refer underscore underscore or dot name, it will give you the particular patient name. Here in this record, the patient name is Sumant. So if there is a relationship, we can use cross-object formulas. I can only navigate from child to parent. From parent to child, I cannot create a formula field. Can anybody give any reason why? So I can traverse from child to parent, but I cannot traverse from parent to child. Is there any reason why cannot I do that?
Can you repeat again?
So here I told you, right, I can create a cross-object formula. I can navigate from child to parent. Can we do the same thing from parent to child? Cross-object formula?
I think so.
Sure.
Yeah.
So how can we do that? In the same way? Okay, then let me try.
If
So
you're
now
using master relationship, you can't, right?
anyway, if it is a master detail or lookup, I can create a cross-object formula. It doesn't matter, there should be only master detail relationship. With lookup also I can create a cross-object formula. Yes, let me show you that also. Operations with see here also I can create a cross object formula. If I can create a formula in an operation, I can get patient name also. Text. To patient and just give name. Save. For a patient, if any operations are there, minor surgery. So this is the patient. So once I save this record, it will go. See, you can see. Cross-object formula will work whether it's a master detail or lookup relationship, but it will only work from parent to, like child to parent. It won't work from parent to child. Why? Because when I am referencing from child to parent, for a child there is only one parent record. So it will go to the particular parent record and it will fetch the details and it can show in your formula field. If I am using the same thing from parent to child, one parent can have multiple records, right? We don't know from which record it should fetch a value and it will show in the particular field. So when I am transferring from child to parent, it's always one record will be there. If I want to implement from parent to child, it's not possible. Why? Because for a single parent, there will be multiple childs. So that's why we cannot create a cross-object formula on a parent record. So we can only do that cross-object reference in child record. That's it. That's the main reason. Layouts. వెళ్దాం వెళ్ళట్లేదా This is about custom objects. We can see the entire definition of all the custom objects here. So if you want to create the same thing on standard objects, like if you want to create any new fields on standard objects. So already I told you, right, these are all the standard objects which are created by Salesforce. So if you want to add some field on this account, so already these fields are created by Salesforce and they implemented. If you want to add some fields into this object, standard objects, then your navigation will be click on setup, then go for customize. Here it will list down all standard objects. If you want to add any field on accounts, you'll be clicking on accounts and fields. Then it's the same process. These are all standard fields. These are all custom fields. If you want to add any custom field, then you will be selecting your data type and the entire same process is same. If you want to add any field on leads, click on leads or fields, same thing. If you want to modify page layouts of these leads, click on page layouts. You can modify page layouts. If you want to add any validation rule here, click on validations. You will be writing a validation rule on standard object now. Everything is same. Only thing it changes navigation. Instead of clicking on objects, create and objects, you have to go to customize and then you need to select particular standard object. Yeah. So in customize, the first option is tab names and labels. Like it will show. If you want to customize any of these tabs, you can customize it. So if you want to change the accounts, tab name of accounts, you can change it. Then it will automatically apply in your application. So it will list down all the existing tabs. If you want to change any tab name, you can click on that particular tab and you can change the name. Just we are changing the tab name, but at the backend still the API name for this object will be same. If I change it to like persons, if I'm changing this account to persons, still at the backend this object name will be account only. It won't be changing to persons. So if you want to do any modification on these tabs, you will be coming here. You will be going to customize and click on rename tabs and labels. Select particular tab and modify it. And home. When you click on home, what type of screen you want to see. These configurations we can do with home page components. See, this is the home page. You can configure. If I want to change my application, so here I need a little bit clarification. What is the meaning of to some other? To some other means?
That means now I have created the object and fields for the sales app. So after assigning the app name also, after everything done, if I want to change my app to some other app, is that possible?
Okay, you want to change the name of your application.
Yeah.
That is possible, I think. You will be going to the app and you can edit it, right? Just go to your application. You always label, you can change it. No, health case will be coming. You can change this label. So by default, these are the standard components which are available in Salesforce. So this will be displayed in home page. Whenever I am clicking on home tab, these are all the things it will show. See here it's showing calendar, my tasks and items to approve. Why? Because that was there in that was already by default added in standard components. So if I add any message and alerts, so if you have any custom links, that will be displayed in left arrow. Here, these are all the recent items. These are all the standard components, and you can add any custom components to this page layout also. You can define a component and you can add those components in this page, home page. So if I designed any custom component, it will be available here, and then I can add that component to my home page. If there is any events for this user, it will be displayed here. Schedule meetings, everything, it will be created here. If there are any open tasks for this user, it will display here. In this items to approve, if he has to approve any records, it will display here. If you want to modify this home page, you have to go here, home page components. So if you want to change this layout, same thing as a page layout, you can also change this home page layout. This is the right now, this is the page layout. If you want to change this, you will be going here. See, right now it's showing like this. If you want to edit it, you can edit. If you don't want this create new one, you can remove it. Right now items to approve is coming at last, so I want to move little bit up. Can do is save. Now this page layout will change. So now my task is coming at top and items to approve is coming at top. These are page layouts. If you have created any custom links, you can add that custom links into your page from here. And other than this, all these are standard objects, activities, campaigns. These are all standard objects. And one more important is user interface. This one we'll see tomorrow. And that's it for today. If you have any questions, tomorrow we're going to see lookup filters, and next topic is tomorrow we'll see lookup filters and what is this lookup dialogues. All these things we'll see. List view. All these things we'll be seeing, and we'll also discuss about CRM. From tomorrow we'll start CRM. What is a CRM and how Sales Cloud application, why we need all these objects. The same way in Service Cloud or Service Cloud, which objects we need. We'll see about CRM tomorrow. And one more thing, from tomorrow onwards we'll be having a meeting with any three of you. So who want to have a meeting tomorrow with me for half an hour? So we'll discuss any of your doubts, and I'll be more reviewing your work, whatever work you have done until now. So tomorrow who will be meeting with me, and tell me your flexible timings, which time you want. So who attended all the sessions until now? Hello. So that I can
Yes.
start with, yeah, who attended all the sessions? Any three of you? Hello?
Sorry, I did not.
Okay. Um, so then I'll pick some numbers. We'll start tomorrow with them. Mm, So tomorrow I'll be meeting with GT.
Can you tell me where is the edit button? I'm not able to get it.
Which edit
Go to
button?
edit info, but I'm not able to see where is edit info button is.
Where? Here.
Uh,
In
yeah, they
GoToMeeting.
wanted me to edit my name, but
Okay.
I'm trying to do that. I'm not able to do it.
You can see it here, right? Edit your name and email.
In email, okay. Email. No, I don't see. I just see the link.
Can you share your screen? So that.
Okay. How do I do that? She. Okay.
So tomorrow,
Can you see my screen?
no, 1, 5, 7.
No, no.
So not yet. It's still, no, it's not showing your screen. Yeah. Yeah. Settings. Can you click on the persons? It will display.
Like this one?
Those are all attendees.
I
Chat.
did special settings, but settings, it doesn't show anything.
Yeah.
It just says show who's talking, show a desktop notification. That's all.
Switch to desktop version.
So maybe
What
tomorrow
is
if I
this?
again log in, it may ask my ID, then I can give it.
Yeah. What is this desktop version? If you click on third one after volume, yeah.
This one?
Third
This
one,
one?
yeah.
Switch to desktop version. Yeah, do I do that?
Yeah.
Maybe it gives extra tools for that.
Okay.
That's all.
So, okay. I'm not aware of this version, so I'll be using this. Okay. So
Okay.
it's okay. Like tomorrow you can add your name.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
So okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll be meeting with these persons, like 157. I don't know their names. So let me know what's your preferable timings.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. Can I know what is your names, like GDMSFT157? What are your names?
GDM SFT7 is Taruni.
Okay.
Yeah, is it possible if I mean, if we set up meeting the day after tomorrow?
Day after tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. Then I have to pick somebody who's there. Okay. Then 5 is Shravya. Okay. 1 is Gayu. And who is 8? 8.
It's me, Anushree.
Okay. 158. So I'll be meeting with 158. So same meeting ID. Okay. What's your preferable timings, Shravya? And Anushri, what's your preferable timings? Hello.
Can I have the meeting the next day? This is Anushree.
Next day. Okay. Who want to meet tomorrow? Let's make it that. Right now only 12 and 14 are there. 6. Any one of you want to discuss tomorrow so that I can start? Seven is not possible. 8 is not possible. What about 12?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. What's your preferable timings? What's your name?
Sanjeev?
Pardon?
Sanjeev?
Sanjeev. Okay. Yeah, Sanjeev. What's your time? What time you want?
7 to 7:30?
Evening?
Yeah.
So what will be our time?
I mean, just half an hour before our class starts.
Oh, half an hour before. Okay. 6:30. Okay. We'll see for tomorrow. Yours is at 6:30. Then we'll meet tomorrow at 6:30. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 p.m. means it's your time, your 1 p.m. or our 1 p.m. IST.
For me, it's afternoon. For you, it's like 12:30 midnight.
Midnight.
So tell me at what time you're free. I'm okay with any timings, but not like the morning for us.
Okay, how about like R11?
11. Okay.
11:30 a.m. for us IST.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Shravya, what about your timing? Hello. Hello, Shravya, is 12 to 12:30 is fine, or you want to meet some other time? Okay, you got an exam. Okay, then for tomorrow I will be meeting only with 2 people.